Alright, so what's up guys? This is my first video of my first Harley build. Um, '01 Road King, 21-inch front rim. I powder coated everything black, put mine in the garage. It's a complete disaster for the last 2 months of doing this build. What my video is really about for you guys today is the DIY air ride systems, along with the rear suspension and swing arm upgrade. For those of you who don't know, if you have the '01 FLH Harleys, you have this style swing arm. This style swing arm is prone to cracking. You can see it right there. That is a crack. Right here. That crack will go all the way through until it breaks off, and possibly making you lose your rear wheel. Not good. All right. So what we do is we actually switch it to the 2003, or maybe even be 2002, but 2003 is, it's there, it works. Rear swing arm. This is actually the rear swing arm off the 2003 Road King. Everything bolts up with switching over some things. You have to make sure you do a bushing kit and all that. They sell bushing kits, or you can figure out how to do it through forums like I did and buy the stuff from Granger. But your rear wheel will not work. You have to do a 1-inch rear axle. You can either have your wheel machined or you can get a newer wheel. I bought a newer wheel for the chrome one to kind of match the front one. It was cheaper. Alright, on to the next thing, the air ride. A lot of people are doing the DIY air ride systems. This is my take on it. Alright, so I went with the Gabriel shocks. I went with the Monroes first. They didn't last. They lasted maybe 100 miles, and they cracked right up here and were just leaking air. Both of them, they wouldn't hold air for more than 2 minutes. All right, so I went with the Gabriel. I went with DOT, DOT rubber brake lines. My reserve tank is actually a butane torch tank. Excuse me, a butane torch tank with DOT fittings and DOT line. And then I mounted everything in the back, and my compressor. My compressor is mounted back here. A lot of us do this, but I did mine all in rubber. It's a little noisy right now because not everything's mounted up, so it vibrates. Again, the Gabriel shocks. Now I did my air ride a little different than most people. A lot of people do the toggle switches, the little stick toggle switches. I decided to go with a toggle rocker switch, right? And I mounted that literally underneath the tank with body glue, the kind of glue that you guys will use to literally mount icons and decals and things like that onto your cars. I actually found it at Home Depot. It worked great. It was a 2-compound thing in about half an hour. It's done. It's on there. It's never going anywhere. I mounted the box and the switch fits right in there. All right, and then so these are my air solenoids. I went with actual air ride solenoids from I don't remember where it was from, but Horn Blast or something like that. But they're not for horns. They're actually for air ride systems. They're brass valves. They're full-on air ride valves for lowriders. So this is my down, this is my up. I hid them under the tank. Also hidden in here is my exhaust valve. This is actually a port coming off of my exhaust. And what this is actually a flow control. It actually has a knob where I can adjust the flow from all the way to nothing. And then I can lock it with this out in here. What that allows me to do is give a slow down. So I have a tank system. Here's my full tank. This is my 1/4-inch tank. The other one on the other side I showed you is my reserve tank. All right, so the tank system is great because for those of you who hate sitting there and pushing the button and the pump compresses the air into your shocks and takes forever to go up, if you do a tank system, you get a fast up. The fast up is great because you don't have to sit there and wait. And my tank is set up so that at 90 psi, the compressor will come on, and it will, pretty much fall up to 120. It's great. If I lose air while I'm riding, it just refills automatically. It does everything. I did the whole system, air block underneath of the battery and all that. Which is another thing, I actually moved the battery tray and remanufactured it to fit this tank in there. You can fit a 1/4-inch tank in here. You just have to cut the pieces out and make some brackets for it, but it can be done as long as you don't have ABS. So what's different about my system? Like I said, I have my button that when you push it down, it will bring it down, but it brings it down slow. Right, so that literally is so that I can let a little bit of air out of the time as I'm riding, just to kind of soften up my ride. Alright, now that's being brought down slow because of my metering valve. instead of have it set so it barely comes out, so I can soften the shocks. All right, the compressor's gonna come on. It's gonna be a little loud because nothing's mounted all the way on right now. So I usually get one up without the compressor coming on. A tank full at 90 psi, the compressor will come on the next time I put it up. So as long as the tank's full, the compressor's gonna come on. Let's shut it off. The compressor's gonna come on next time I put it up. So not the end of the world. Usually can't hear when the bike's running. You can barely even hear the thing. Another thing that makes my system a little different than everybody else's is my dump valve. I wanted to be able to push a button and not have my bike go down slow like it does when you're trying to soften it up, but actually go down fast. So I have a fast dump valve. That's what this is here. This is my fast-acting solenoid dump valve that's actually put in line excuse me, with the rear shocks. All right, so this is supplying my rear shocks. It's literally just teed into it, so everything's supplying the rear shocks, going out the way they're supposed to. But then this system right here is teed in just to open up at the rear shocks and dump fast. Dump straight in the atmosphere, no beating valve, no nothing. I have that set up on this button right here, which lights up nice and blue and all that. It looks good when it's on. Everything's, when it's all up and get everything on here right now. You get the idea. I don't really feel like put it on right now. Anyway, it looks good when it's done right. The thing that I wanted with this is to be able to push the button and walk away and the bike drops, which is what this button's for. But if you notice, when I push my button, nothing happens. I'm pushing it. Nothing happens. Well, that's where, you can't really see it, it's tucked in here. There's a little timer in there. It's actually a $20 solid state timer I bought off of Amazon. You can program with 1,000 different options. I programmed it so that it receives a voltage trigger from the switch. So when you push the switch, it has to receive the trigger for 0.5 seconds. So if I accidentally hit it while I'm riding, it won't drop the bike. And the reason that's important is because once you push that switch for half a second, it will turn on this valve for 5 seconds, releasing all the air. So what you get out of that is this. And the bike will drop. So you park your bike in a parking lot, you get off the bike and you just push your button, hold it for half a second, walk away. Within 3 seconds the bike's sitting on the ground. That is just a cool factor, and you don't have to sit there and hold the down button forever, since I designed it to be really slow. I said don't mind the garage. It's a complete total disaster right now. Again, this is my 01 Road King. It's a project that is going along for the last 2 months. Currently working on putting my 12-inch mini apes on. And LED kit. I don't know if any of you guys are looking for the LED kit. A really cool kit is the XK Chrome kit. That actually operates off of Bluetooth for your phone, does a crap load of different patterns, and it's a really good system. I got mine for roughly around $200, and I love it. I haven't installed it yet. I've actually just mounted up and mocked it up, and it looks great. I'll make another video when that's done just to show some people, because I couldn't find any videos of it. You guys have any questions, go ahead and leave some comments. And just in case anyone didn't see it, if you're looking to powder coat everything black up on the top, just beyond the nozzle, it actually looks pretty good when you do that. It gives a nice clean black line right down the seat if your bike's white. It's a retired police bike, so it looks pretty good black and white. Anyway, like I said, any questions, just leave them in the comment, and thanks for checking out my video.